and Mrs. Musoke, you're very welcome. Kindly share with us your experience before we get into just, we want to hear, want to be the first to hear that excitement from you. You're welcome, Mister.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I thought I was going to keep this excitement up to tomorrow, but I can still share my story. I joined this company a year ago because I wanted to travel the world. I'm a mother and a grandmother as well. I've been in this business for 1.5 years. When I joined, I found out that I had also other opportunities like being healthy. And I started doing my business seriously. So I got to know about the products. And in 1 year, I became our team. But before becoming our team, I had to go through steps of which every one of us has to go through. First of all, some of the things have been said by PT Andrew in the morning training, because those are some of the things that we've learned also in the leadership school. You have to sponsor, of which I did. I worked very hard. I had to train, of which I did. I was training almost every day on the Zoom and every Wednesday at Baden Hall House. From there, I had to develop other people. When I developed people, they also sponsored others. Because what I know, you cannot do this business alone. You need to develop others. So when you develop others, you also develop. I was so excited with my first check. It was very much, because some people talk about their first check as 16,000 Uganda shillings, but mine was a little more. It was 686,000 because I got my first check when I was a senior manager. From there, I developed into an executive manager consistently because I was really working with the help of my upline and the trainings that I was getting. I had to know that this business is about networking. So I built my team, of which right now I have 4 directors. I'm aiming at becoming 2 Ruby, God willing. And how did I go to the Leadership Summit? When you become an Emerald Director, because I became an Emerald Director in November, I had with my team to sponsor 25 people. So I qualified for that, and I already had the directors. So I was invited, and it's been so amazing being in the Leadership Summit. We are hosted in Serena, in Mombasa, and we had very, very good training. 2 PTs were invited. We had our leader from South Africa, McDermott. We had our leaders in Uganda or in East Africa, and even Rico Brown. So we are really equipped, and we are indeed equipped. So we shall not have any excuse not to work. So, my dear, we really enjoyed. We enjoyed everything. It's not only food, but even others. We had some games. It's really interesting. So I urge everyone here who has not been there to work hard and be invited in this Leadership Summit, because that's where we are going to be equipped to move to another level. I'm looking at becoming 2 Ruby and even being a PT because I know it's possible. If we follow up what we are doing, Like this morning, for sure, it's like Peter Andrew was in Mombasa. All the things he's been talking about, we learned them and more. So please, I urge everyone to work hard. And if I can, you can. Thank you so much, Peter Andrew.
Wow, thank you, Ma'am Esther. Thank you very much. And welcome back from the Leadership Summit. I don't know if Dr. Kabugo is on the call. Let me see. Dr. Kabugo, I don't see him on the call though. Yeah, but it's well. I also don't think Rachel is on the call, but it's okay. But I'd like to welcome back everybody.
They're still traveling. They are still
okay,
traveling.
no problem. Okay, no
Yes.
problem. So we would like to just appreciate everybody that was able to make it to the Leadership Summit in Mombasa. It was exciting to see you all enjoy that first experience. The Leadership Summit is the first Neolife paid event that you get to experience with Neolife. It's we usually all the other events. I mean, we're going to the Impact Summit. You're going to have to pay for yourself a couple of things, though. The Impact Summit is massively impactful, as the word goes. It has real impact. You are able to see success all across East Africa when you're in that space, and it's just super motivating, you know. And then, of course, there's some few meetings that come along, the senior manager meetings, the director experiences, where we have dinner or lunch with the company. But this is the first accommodation, all expenses paid, especially accommodation, meals and everything, that you get to experience with Neolife. So it's one of those very wonderful experiences you want to be having. And then you also get to experience leadership at another level. You get to interact with company executives, which is also very special in its way, because the company executives begin to identify you as a leader that is going to transform your region or your market. So I just want to urge everybody on the call this morning to consider making sure that you are part of the next Leadership Summit. Once you are a World Team member, Sapphire Director, you've qualified 2 times. You've qualified as a Sapphire Director, you qualify 2 more times, the company automatically invites you. If you're an Emerald Director, and just like Esther has explained, you do this 6 months. You've sponsored 25 people in your entire team, 3 are personally sponsored. You have a total of 25,000 points over the 6 months. The company invites you on a special note as an Emerald Director. The Leadership Summit is meant for World Team members, Sapphire Directors, especially Sapphire Directors. But you can be invited as an Emerald Director on a special note. And I would like to encourage many of you to consider also that option, because it's one of the things you need to experience as earliest. The earlier you experience the Leadership Summit, the faster you grow. All right. This morning, hopefully we'll do this with a couple of other leaders on the call. But usually people, I think we don't see the potential we have sometimes in Neolife. So I just want to take off this morning and just go through the product catalog, and after that, talk about numbers a little bit, just to remind us that we are not yet doing much in our markets. There's still so much. We have not yet scratched the surface, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I was going through the statistics again, and we were looking at just one country, and that is Nigeria, which is equal to the total population of East Africa. And maybe you can also add Zambia alongside. But that one country in the last 1 year was able to raise 865 directors. And yet all of us combined in East Africa, we did about 160 something directors, 150 something, 160 something, I don't remember. And I was asking myself, what is the difference? And of course, Nigerians are a little bit more aggressive, and we need to copy from them in as far as that aggressiveness is concerned. We need to upgrade our aggressiveness. We need to become more and more intentional and assertive about trying to achieve our results. We kind of take things too easy. We feel we have too much time. we feel God has given us an endless time here on earth. Yet our days on earth are marked, and they are little. I think God talks about 90 years, 80 years, 90 years. And yeah, those 8 years go by pretty fast. Before you know it, you're no longer 10. Before you know it, you're no longer 20, you're no longer 30. Before you know it, you're hitting what? The 70s, the 80s. And the truth is, yeah, you've spent that life, but it feels like you just started yesterday. So they do it now. The urgency, the sense of urgency is very important for us to pick up, so that we can actually leave an impact on this earth. We can leave an impact in this world. So hopefully, as I do this, it's really going to be random talking. So I'm going to request you get your product catalog if you can. Get your product catalog. And I just show you the kind of potential business we have right here in East Africa, right across Africa, so that you can be able to think about some of these things. And maybe while doing this on the call, I will also get some leaders to participate, because some things may only make sense when some leaders have also put in their word in as far as it is concerned. And maybe I also hope that I will trigger, let me just check and see. I'll trigger someone to think outside the box. Just a moment. I don't know if that's convenient for you. Just a moment. Okay, I was just tightening my stand here, trying to see. Yeah. So, one, I'd like to welcome all the distributors. I'm sorry, guys. But wait, I think I have a product catalog on my back office. Just a moment. Let me just look for it. I don't have to do this actually. Let me just look for it so that I can share it and we follow along. I saw someone, I think it was Bright Paul, who shared the product catalog recently. Let me just search for it and open it here. Yeah, it's right here. It's a 2023 catalog. I want to go through that catalog so that just for the sake of you seeing the kind of potential we have in Neolife, because I feel like sometimes we ask so much from God. Yeah, and by the way, maybe also just to let you know, sometimes when you travel, you have to go through a detox. You have to go through a detox. I happened to have stopped by Dubai on my way back from Paris. I had something pretty urgent to pick up from there, and I spent about 2 days there. But I had an opportunity to interact with a couple of Ugandans staying there, and my interaction with them was quite interesting. It was quite interesting. What they kept on revealing to me is that for them, they did not see any opportunity in this country, in East Africa. Now, I don't know. I also met, of course, a couple of Kenyans and Tanzanians. When I was in Turkey, I actually met so many Kenyans. In Paris, we didn't have the opportunity to meet where people usually meet as people from those countries. But my few days I spent in Dubai made me realize that sometimes, even as we do this business, some people think we don't have market or we don't have potential to create a sustainable income in this country or in this region. Yeah, so that's why people opt to, maybe leave the country. And of course, you also don't blame them. It's the opportunities may not even be known to them, or they may not be available to them. Some of them leave the country with the hope that perhaps they'll earn more money, but they still want to do all that while they're in their countries. So there's been there's a bit of detox I have to go through whenever I have been in environments like that, because I need to remind myself, and I need to remind you on the call this morning, that you have so much opportunity in this country and in this region. Sorry, I keep on saying country, but in the region, we have so much opportunity. We have so much potential. You can be able to enjoy your country without you can be able to enjoy your country and maximize and live a full life, have a sustainable income. If you're ready to put in, say, the work, you're ready to look out for the opportunities, you're ready to be creative, you're ready to put in the effort. Because I actually noticed that the same effort is required when you go to those other countries to try and seek for some of this work, and I think that's key. That's key. That's key. We have to help each other in that bit. So hopefully I'm going to go through this this morning, and I just want to show you but then when I came back to Uganda the other week, I happened to have moved around. I was moving around, I think it was downtown. It had been long since I'd gone around downtown, going around some of the malls by the bus park, what is it called? Those ham buildings, the blocks. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, all these people are not using 3NN, and they need to be using 3NN because they need it. They need it. They need it. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody needs what we have in Neolife. And for me, that is something that has kept me going all this time. So let me see if I can try and do a very quick run through the product catalog, just to show you areas of potential, Okay, that's our story. We're privileged to have all those three. Jesus, we missed that opportunity. All those three were available in Paris. And I just say we missed the opportunity because we could have taken a picture all together. And it was quite exciting to see all the three right there in Paris. Very excited. Very humble people. Very humble people. I cannot begin to think about the level of humility, the kind of humility that Jerry Brasfield and his family do express, despite the level of impact they have had on many of us across the world. It's amazing to see how humble that family is. And we just continue to pray for them. And we continue to pray for Jerry Brasfield. I think he's approaching 84, 85, or he's 84 this year. I think so. Yeah, 84 years. So it's quite exciting. Then, of course, in your product catalog, you have some of those things. We're talking about fighting chronic disease at its core. Chronic diseases include heart disease, cancer, diabetes, chronic risk. Now, just thinking about just that market alone, you do not know. I don't know. Every other day I wake up, I hear of a chronic disease incident. Either someone is being diagnosed with diabetes or someone is had a heart issue, and I'm thinking to myself, all these people need to know about what we have to offer, because we have the solution. We have the real deal. Talking about weight management, and when you go through our product catalog, all that is market that some individuals out there are actually capitalizing on as individual markets. But right here in Neolife, you have that entire market with you, beginning with the 3NN, they call them the best sellers, but beginning with the 3NN, the fact that every single human being needs whole grains. The fact that every single human being is not consuming whole grains around us. I mean, think about it. When you go through the day, when you enter into a restaurant, how many people in that restaurant are consuming what? Are consuming what is it called? Brown rice or whole grain wheat? Or how many of you this morning have had whole wheat bread? Some of us even know what whole wheat bread is. We know what it takes. We know what it looks like right here on the call, but we don't still consume it. Yeah, so because we don't consume that whole wheat bread, guess what? It becomes a very serious necessity, an issue for us to be able to sort out in society. And we're talking about millions of people that actually need this solution. The way people have come to appreciate and know about Coca-Cola, I mean, every single household knows that there's a product called Coca-Cola, there's a product called Fanta, there's a product called Sprite. Every single household should actually come to know about 3NN because they need it. They need it, as in, there is no question about it. And mind you, someone was trying to convince me in Dubai that there's a product like 3NN. I moved around all the pharmacies because they're more like retailing many of the supplements in pharmacies. I moved around all the pharmacies and there was no product that had whole grain. No product. Most of the products out there have no whole grain. People don't understand the relevance and the importance. People undermine the relevance of whole grains and how important they are in our diet. And guess what? You, the distributor on the call this morning, you're the one that has this product in your hands. And people are out there looking for this solution every single day. As I went downtown just this week, and even as I go through many of the places, if I was in Dar es Salaam and I went through Kariako, you see a whole lot of people, millions and millions of people who wake up every morning to come to town, and they're coming to work. And they're coming to work and they're tired, they're fatigued, and they are so stressed out. And their solution is 3NN because they're not eating their food the way they should be eating it. They are not having their meals and getting the nutrition they need to get from their meals in the way they should be getting that nutrition. So all these are things that we should be looking at and maximizing our potential. No wonder Nigeria is having 865 new directors coming through in a whole year. I think we can do that in East Africa. We can have 1,000 people become directors if we look at the potential that lies around us. I mean, like now, just this month alone, we have probably in Uganda here, we have done about, if I were to convert our PVs, we have done about 4,000 tins of small 3NNs. 4,000 tins of small 3NNs. Just in Kampala alone, with a population of about 5 million people that come through every day. Okay, if I put Kampala and Wakiso together, 5 million people that are in that space where there is the heart of the economic activity. Everyone and every single one of those people needs. And you cannot say they cannot afford. No, they can afford because, when I was downtown, when I go through Kariako, when I go through River Road, some of these highly densely populated places, there are other people from other companies that are selling all sorts of rubbish in the form of supplements, and they're telling people it can work for you. And people are actually consuming these things because they have problems. They have problems. Now, the question is, why are they not consuming our Neolife 3NN? Why are they consuming all that other rubbish? I call it rubbish very intentionally because it is indeed rubbish. Go ahead and think, why aren't you as a distributor taking advantage of that market? And Neolife has also given you the opportunity to be as creative as possible. When I say creative, you are creative within the spaces of respecting another distributor. You don't want to be doing things that are going to make other distributors, that are going to be unfair to other distributors. But we have all the things, we have all the potential because Neolife has allowed us to be creative in how we move these products. I don't know. These days, people are all over social media. People are doing all sorts of interesting videos all over. But at the end of the day, what is important is how can you think? Can you think further? Can you think further? How do you take advantage of that market? Because this market is yours. This market is, we cannot be selling 4,000 tins of 3NN, for example, here in Uganda, amidst a population of over 45 million people. We can't be doing that. And that's now the potential that we have. There's the weight. Oh, I'm already talking about the different categories. There's the weight management. I'm going to go talk about. There's the heart health. There's the sharper mind. All these are areas of need that people out there are actually looking at. Let me just go through. So, and then also remember that, when you look at some of those pages, like now the Neolife difference, of course, if you're on the call and you've never experienced Neolife, you've not used the products, you've not been in a place where you've been exposed to people who are actually struggling. They are struggling and struggling to find something that works. I'll give you an example. I have over the years seen people struggle with, say, like diabetes. the number one thing that confuses every diabetic person is, what am I going to eat? Because it looks like everything I'm eating has issue. And then you get them onto Pro Vitality, and boom, their diet is reorganized, their blood sugar level begins to get into a place. And you're thinking, my God, what kind of science did they put in this kind of products? You know? But you see, we are really supported by a very wonderful group of scientists that are there to make sure that what we have actually works. And just in case you're on the call and you didn't know this, but you only have a business if the product that you have actually works. Okay. Of course, there's the other notion that if you have a product that works, but then you cannot distribute it, then definitely you cannot really grow the business, because it's not enough to have a very good product. You must also be able to distribute it. You must be able to have it get into people's homes. Yeah. So already God has blessed us, and God has blessed Neolife with the scientific advisory board, with science that has stood for the last 66 years. You know, science that is undisputed, science that has been able to prove that, you know what, if you take your nutrition seriously, you can live a healthy, disease-free life. That science has been put out there, and there's proof, there's actual proof out there that we have products that have been developed by some of the best scientists that actually are changing people's lives. Now, we want these products to get into people's homes, you know, and of course, that is our foundation, the Pro Vitality, because of the pyramid, the wellness pyramid, how we are supposed to be eating a lot of whole grain, lots of fruits and vegetables, less protein and less fats and sugars, you know, and I know how we have turned that around. So the bit is, you can actually be able to you can, if you are looking at a Coca-Cola of sorts, Pro Vitality would be one of those products that should be in every house. All the corners of this earth, all the corners of Africa should know that there's a product called Pro Vitality. They should know, okay, fine, maybe we don't have it currently in our homes, but we know it is there, and it's something that we need to have in our homes. You know, like how everybody comes out there and they've gone for some form of celebration, and there will always be a sort of sorts. We need to have Pro Vitality in everybody's home. And why? Because people are actually in need of this. People, the diets are terrible. Actually, the few days I spent in Dubai, I realized that lots of people, especially in the developed countries, work so hard and have very little time to actually cook sensible food. You know, they're always on some form of junk of sorts. And you know what? Over the years, this keeps on accumulating, and you end up having an accumulated, you know, set of, I don't know, some form of accumulation of disease that has come out of how terribly you've been eating over the last couple of years, you know. Of course, with Pro Vitality, just a moment. With Pro Vitality, we all know that, what's this now? We all know, sorry, just a moment. I'm just making some adjustments. So we all know that in Pro Vitality, there's threonine, there's carotenoid complex, omega-3, vitamin, the mineral complex that we usually put in the multi-mineral. We all know that each of those products in their individual capacities are a powerhold, they're a powerhouse, a stronghold of their own, you know, and anybody can build a huge business because of the need that each of those products actually serves. Yeah, everybody needs threonine. Everybody is in search for immunity. Immunity is a big deal today. Ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen so much low immunity. You know, I think as I grew up, I remember playing in the soil and playing, but you know, today I see so many parents struggling, literally struggling with one infection after the other, one infection after the other, one infection after the other. And it's basically because of the food we're eating that no longer has the kind of nutrition that it's supposed to have, and which nutrition has been put in, say, things like carotenoid complex. So people actually need us. People need us. Everybody is looking for abundant energy. Everybody is looking for some that can improve their immunity. Everybody is looking for good heart health. Do you know how much cooking oil is being churned out? Actually, we are competing with the cooking oil industry, because I mean, so many people think cooking oil is that important and they need it in their homes. But you know what? The same cooking oil is creating a lot of issues with the heart, a lot of issues with our health. You know, so many of the fats and sugars. I mean, each and every home needs cooking oil. I mean, not needs cooking oil, but each and every home has cooking oil. They don't need it. Each and every home has cooking oil. has cooking oil. And as a result, you find each and every home is struggling with the circumstances and the effects that come with overconsumption of this cooking oil. And more so cooking oil that is not like olive oil that has been churned out commercially to just make food a lot sweeter and things like that. And as a result, for you to actually tone down on the effects of some of those things, you need things like omega-3. So everybody's looking for a healthy brain function. Many people are losing their memory even as they approach 60. You see people beginning to get dementia. People are struggling to keep their brain functioning. The world has put so much stress around different individuals. Children today, like never before, are in need of omega-3 because they are not getting the right quality of fish oil in their diet. Not many children are still using cod liver oil and things like that. So if you go around and you took like a survey among the parents, most of the parents are not using things like cod liver oil. And yet some of you as adults had the privilege of using some of these things when you were younger because someone educated you about the likes of cod liver oil. So when you go ahead and you look at some of these things, just going by your catalog, looking at TNN and the fact that every home needs TNN, looking at carotenoid complex and the fact that every home needs carotenoid complex, there is no reason as to why we should not be doing 1,000 directors and above, so many presence team members, so many world team members right here in East Africa. There's totally no reason. Yeah, so we need to actually step up our game. We need to believe in what we have got, because the same people that are in need of these products are using other things. They're using some other sort of rubbish. So I keep on calling it rubbish, but ladies and gentlemen, it's rubbish because it doesn't help you. Like how some of these medical people usually put it. They usually say that if you're taking supplements, you're just wasting your money. It ends up in the toilet. And it's true. It's true if you're taking other supplements that are not Neolife supplements, most of that stuff just ends up in the toilet. It does not do much in your body. And people are sold onto these things because people are looking for solutions. People are looking for a way they can better their health, Then coming to a thing like what? Like Neolife Shake. Again, we are one of those companies that has not we are the only company that has all the 22 amino acids. All the 22 amino acids. There are people who can literally just, if we were serious enough, there's someone who can literally just build a business on just Neolife Shake. Just Neolife Shake. Because the benefits that come with you consuming Neolife Shake, the people that need Neolife Shake are massive. There are so many people out there that I need to rebuild their bodies, whose pancreases, whose livers, whose kidneys, whose what else? What brains are deteriorating. Basically, as we grow older, our body deteriorates, and it requires protein for it to be rebuilt. And we're not getting that protein in the food we're eating. You don't get it from the meat that you eat. You don't get it from because why? It has been processed, it has been denatured, it has been heated up. By the time the meat leaves the kitchen, the butcher goes through the heating and it's been roasted, it's been fried. Literally, you're just eating to just make your tongue happy. You're not eating to have some form of value. So just looking at even just the market of protein of Neolife Shake out there, massive. This is a serious drink that is required by each and everybody to make sure that their pancreas keeps on functioning in the way it's supposed to function, producing the insulin, the hormone, so that you don't get diabetic. Very, very serious protein. Everything around us, when you think about it, revolves around making sure that our bodies remain in good shape. Yeah, for some of us that are looking for beautiful skins, for some of us that are looking for skins that are glowing, your skin is basically protein and vitamin C, collagen. Some of you are always looking for collagen. You're going to take synthetic collagens out there that are going to get you a lot of cancer. They're going to destroy your kidneys. The person needs Neolife Shake. The person needs Neolife Shake. So when you look at the kind of, I go through towns and cities, and I look at how many shops are selling all sorts of things, and I'm thinking to myself, oh God, all these people don't even know that some of them could actually be killing themselves as they consume and taking some of these things. And we have what is genuine, we have what is actually safe, and it has been proven because we, the people on the call, are actually using these products. Then what? You look at the need for weight loss. Do you know how many weight loss parlors are here in Kampala alone? How many people are on Facebook? How many people are on Instagram? People are looking to lose weight. People have been stressed by weight. And guess what? All the available weight loss programs, some of them are not, okay, not some of them, most of them are not as genuine. You know, they're not as genuine. They come with other side effects. You know, we have weight loss programs that are going to be getting people to get dementia as early as possible because they're telling people to starve themselves. We have weight loss programs that are literally causing more ulcers because people are eating weird, awkward kind of food. You know, we have weight loss programs that as soon as you get off the weight loss program, the weight comes back almost immediately because the weight loss is temporary. I mean, guess what? That is just another market that we have out there. And our weight loss program works. It works. It works. You eat 5 times a day and you consume the required products. I mean, think about, so me, every time I pass someone advertising a weight loss, I'm like, oh God, okay, this should be my market. This should be me. This should be me telling people about this, you know? But guess what, ladies and gentlemen, we all cannot do this as individuals. We have to build teams. We have to sponsor people. We have to talk, you know? Why wouldn't we not have 1,000 directors in East Africa if all of us were actually educating people about these things and getting more people involved, filling up the rooms with individuals that want to see their lives changed, their health changed, you know? So it's important that you appreciate that bit as well. You know, you need to know that the market is huge for weight loss out there. The market is huge, and we have the right combination of products that have been properly researched by different individuals out there. Yes, recently we had the Neolife tea discontinued here in Uganda due to some other reasons as well, but this tea is still available in Tanzania and Kenya. I mean, another powerhouse. I mean, do you know how many people are selling Red Bull? Oh God, here in this country. You know, I mean, we have tons and tons of Red Bull coming through. And you can imagine some of these energy drinks are so, I mean, everywhere you look at Rock Boom, you look at what am I saying? Pepsi has also one, I've forgotten what it's called. I mean, every other drinks company is doing some form of energy drink. This is the replacement for those energy drinks. That all should be your market. It should be, people should be consuming your Neolife tea if they want to boost their energy and they want to have more energy, you know? So just look at some of these things on the shelves and how many of them are moving, you know? It's just that some people have made it classic to look nice when they're looking and taking a Red Bull. So it makes them feel, you know, and of course it gives them instant energy, just like the way our Neolife tea does. But guess what? Neolife tea is a lot healthier. If you are a driver, if you are someone that is always in need of energy, you're doing long distances, you're doing long projects, and you constantly need a boost in energy, and you're using some of these energy drinks, you're putting your health at risk. You're putting your health at risk. The level of caffeine that is in some of these energy drinks is unimaginable and so unhealthy. You know, we have the alternative health option. So if you're a distributor on call, I want you to look at all this as your potential market. You know, your potential market. Neolife tea. Surely, how can we fail to raise 1,000 directors in East Africa when we have all these people around us that need some of these products? You know, so and maximize it. Maximize it. Every market comes with its thing. Every market comes with its thing. You know, the Neolife tea is something that if, you know, turned into some very good potential, it can actually give you very good business all across Africa. And we have not yet touched the potential of on many of these products. You know, I already talked about the healthcare products. Just this week alone, I think I've had 3 or 4 people get a stroke or have some kind of, you know, issue. They die instantly. You know, the guy was okay yesterday, he's now dead. You know, people are in need of making sure that they keep their hearts in a good place. And they don't know, Bambi, they don't know. People don't know that whenever they eat that food, whenever they consume certain forms of food, whenever they do certain kinds of activities, they're actually straining and hurting their hearts. Yeah. So the company has come up, it's given you CoQ10, the only natural CoQ10 on earth. Most of the other CoQ10s are synthetic out there. There is only natural CoQ10 that we have on Earth, planet Earth, is the CoQ10 that is made by Neolife. Properly researched. The company was very specific about this CoQ10. They took years. For a long time, there had been CoQ10 supplements in the market. And we kept on asking the company, why is there no CoQ10? Why is that? They said, you know what? CoQ10 is something that, first of all, is made by the body. But then as you grow older, it becomes less. And you have to be very, very careful that when you are producing CoQ10 and making CoQ10, it has to be almost, or if not, as close to the chemical structure or something, like the way the body produces it. Now, many people that have been using CoQ10 that is not Neolife CoQ10, they've been using something that is synthetic, and it actually hurts your body. It could hurt your body a lot more than it actually helps your body. It's only our CoQ10 that is natural that has the solutions. And, you know, when you think about some of these things, I can literally, I mean, and not I per se, but anyone on the call can literally, you can just sit down and just make CoQ10 your star product. If you understand it and you know how powerful it is. You know, Mr. Kanakria has been very, very big on CoQ10, and he was sharing with us how important CoQ10 is. Yes, CoQ10 is extremely important. Think about magnesium, think about lipotropic adjuncts. Now, all these are products that are helpful with the heart. The carotenoid complex, the fiber tablets, the garlic, the vitamin E. I mean, each and every one of these products, you know, people are looking to thin their blood with garlic. I was very, very excited about this last cancer run we went to. There was some checkups that were being done, and I'd really never taken time to do checks of the specific major things. And I think if you're on the call, please take a moment. Don't be shocked. Go test your blood sugar level, test your pressure, test most of those things that most of us talk about. And I was amazed by the, you know, the kind of sugar level I have. I mean, it was just perfect. But it's because I'm continuously been using the products. So I just want to encourage you that, you know, people are out there and have issues with their heart. I mean, when you look through a whole population, when you look through the entire population, every time I see someone crossing in front of me, walking past me, I'm thinking to myself, does this guy know does he know the status of his heart? Does he know the status of his heart? Does he know how bad or good his heart is? Does he know the solution to how we can keep his heart? Because if he did, he would actually give you the money. He would actually pay for the products. He would actually be using the products to make sure that he keeps his health in good status. Because there's nothing as important as being healthy. Ladies and gentlemen, you can make all the money, but if you're not healthy, potea, there's nothing. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we have this gold, this very serious gold with us in Neolife, you know? And then you're looking at how omega-3 also helps with the brain. You know, brain has become such a big thing. People are really struggling. The stresses of this world, the lack of nutrition that our children are getting, they need all this. Irene, our daughter, has been using omega-3 ever since she was literally in her mother's womb. And it's just exciting to see the kind of things that a child that has got good nutrition is able to do. You know, I think it was sometime last year or the year before. And okay, I kept on refusing, but I had to believe that she can actually drive herself in a normal, ordinary car, the car that we drive. And it took me time to accept. It took me time to accept. But I really give all the credit to the level of development of her brain, which I must say, I think the only difference that has really been put between me and her is the fact that she's gotten more nutrition and more so things like omega-3 in her diet. You know, so you cannot imagine. Right now, she's doing a short course on architecture. And it's really just because that's her passion. She already knows what she wants to do. She's really been pressing us onto architecture. She loves buildings. She loves civil engineering. And, you know, we decided to pick up people who have a short 6 months straight. And she comes back and she's showing you a plan. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, is this a Trovia telling me how this plan thing works and how she's able to pick up all this information? But you see, it goes back to good nutrition. So for those on the call, do you know how many children, you know, Africa is a young population. Do you know how many of these parents need to have their children using omega-3? You know, if we made enough noise, and we had enough testimonies out there and people were able to appreciate the relevance and importance of omega-3. This has been done in Mexico. People in Mexico, omega-3 is like Coca-Cola. Omega-3 is like Coca-Cola. Everybody in Mexico knows about the salmon omega-3, the Neolife omega-3. Leave alone these other omega-3s in the markets, but the Neolife omega-3, because it's the one that works. All the other omega-3s, by the way, have their question marks around them. I don't know how synthetic, I don't know what kind of contamination has been done around those other omega-3s, but the omega-3 in Neolife has been properly prepared and it is safe. No contaminants. It is safe for you. Everybody needs to know. Now, looking at this kind of market that we have got, now the question goes back, why wouldn't we not develop, or why wouldn't we not have 1,000 new directors next year in Neolife, East Africa? Why wouldn't we not have that? Why? For sure. Because the market is rightly there and people appreciate. You know, people go by the way and they opt for other kinds of omega-3. They have the knowledge, but they're opting for other kinds of omega-3 because we're not making enough noise. We need to make enough noise, ladies and gentlemen. That is the kind of potential we have. Okay, going down to the potential around these classes. I mean, right now, a lot of students are getting into exam period. This is third term all across East Africa. It's third term. Have you made enough noise to tell parents that there's omega-3, there's mind enhancement, okay, there's Neolife tea that helps during the preparation of these exams? I have personally used these products going into my studies as I was doing law, as I was at LDC, Neolife shake, sorry, Neolife tea and mind enhancement and omega-3 played such a big role. There are so many things you have to memorize. There's so many things, but you know, I would get into the paper and somewhere I would find myself calm and things would be flowing because I had actually been consuming mind enhancement, Neolife tea, and omega-3. So for the parents out there, now all this is market. Why wouldn't you become a director and beyond, world team and presence team, just from parents getting to know that, you know what, you have something that helps and gives them a solution for their children to be able to pass without cheating at that. Yeah, but they are using the very wonderful nutrition that Neolife has to offer. Then it comes to these products, the products that are made for men. You know, the masculine herbal. When I was downtown, I looked at all the kind of, or every other car radio, not radio, car speaker that was out there speaking. So I'm just talking about manpower. And people go and buy these things. People go and buy the products. And I'm thinking to myself, why aren't they buying masculine herbal? Why aren't they buying zinc? You know, do you know how many men out there are struggling with their prostate day in, day out? Every day, there are millions of men that are being diagnosed with prostate, you know? And we have the solution, because part of the solution is making sure that you are doing good nutrition. You are having good nutrition, you know? And it's quite exciting. When it comes to the ladies, the same story. So many ladies out there are struggling with back issues. So many ladies out there are struggling with a couple of things out there that are to do with ladies. And we have that solution. I mean, you hear people going into the supermarket, not the supermarket, the pharmacy looking for what? Well, woman, it has all the things put it together. Ladies, gentlemen, that is your market. That is your market. That is your market. You're the one that is supposed to be telling these ladies about feminine herbal, Calmag. We are the ones that are supposed to be taking note and taking over that market. So when you go through this catalog, you know, when you go through this catalog and you look at some of these things, the market that runs around sports people, you know, have you tried right there in Tanzania and Kenya and Uganda? Have you tried approaching the sports fraternity? You know, because you can literally become a director. Why wouldn't we raise 1,000 directors in East Africa with all this level of potential? Have you tried approaching a sports fraternity? Do you know a sports fraternity that is looking? And these days they're very well aware. They're very well aware. If you go to around gyms, you go around people that are into sports, basketball teams, national basketball teams, or whatever. I mean, look at what football teams, I name it. And we have so many sports teams in these countries of ours. And let me tell you, they are opting for other fake rubbish, that nutrition that is not going to help them. We have real nutrition in Neolife that has been researched for the last 66 years. It has been properly researched for the last 66 years. So you can imagine, all this is our market. But have you taken, why wouldn't you become a director and help other people become directors and become a world team member and a presence team member just by informing and educating the sportsmen out there about the kind of nutrition that we have got? So when you go through some of these things, you know, the need for strong bonds, I think this is one of the number one issue that every the ladies face out there. You know, there's a huge need for strong bonds. People need to work on their joints. People are looking for solutions. Everywhere I go, out of 10 people, I find 7 complaining about their joints and bones. You know, oh, I no longer feel good. My joints are hurting. My joints. People need this nutrition, and they need it early enough. You know, so why wouldn't we have and build a big business all across Africa because of this? So think about this, ladies and gentlemen. I was just thinking about some of these things because I was really challenged by the Nigerian market. You know, one country beats the entire world, you know, and I think, okay, and you know, it's a kind of, how can I put it? It goes back to the market that is before us. Most of us are not maximizing the market that is before us. You know, going into the market of children. When I go around, if I just look at how many children's clinics we have just here in Kampala and how these clinics are always busy, and their solution is not long term, it's short term. You're giving your child syrups, you're giving your child what? Syrups and antibiotics for the short term. What they need is to boost their immunity. They need Vita Squares, they need Vita Guard, they need they need good protein, the Neolife shake. You know, that's what they need. But you know what? And these clinics, okay, not in a bad sense, they're making a lot of money. Okay, we also want to make a lot of money. But the idea is that their solution is not as sustainable as our solution. We have the #1 solution out there. Oh, I missed this one. We have the #1 solution out there. And as far as our children is concerned, you know, the Vita Squares and the Vita Guard are a big time. And you know, when parents use Vita Squares and Vita Guard, they come back to us with results. They come back and say, "No, what, Andrew, this is serious. I have been every single week." I met a parent who told me, "Andrew, every single week, this child would fall sick 3 days in a week. 3 days. And I always used to pray that those days were the weekend because I was tired of paying tuition and my child was continuously missing. And the child was genuinely sick. The child was genuinely sick, low immunity and things of that nature, you know? So at the end of the day, can you imagine how many parents around you in your countries, be it Zambia, be it South Africa, be it Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, how many parents around you are looking for these solutions? And can you imagine how many of you would be directors if you are offering these solutions to these people? And you are talking wholeheartedly, and you are getting out, and we are getting out there, and we are telling people about what solutions we have. We will definitely develop over 1,000 directors in this part of the world. You know, so I want to just encourage you. I had missed something here. There's a whole fuss about detoxification these days. I go to restaurants and they are talking about it. This is a detox juice. You go to another space, they take, oh, by the way, we have detox this, detox that. If you combine this and this and this and that, you get cabbage, you put in avocado, you put in this, you get a detox this. You know, we have Beta Gut that has been properly formulated intentionally to detox. It has been properly formulated to ensure that your body gets rid of those toxins. Do you know how many more directors out there we can develop if we are able to inform people about the good thing that is in Beta Guard when it comes to detox? You know, Dr. Arthur Fast, the only scientist out there that put in time to understand toxins and was able to develop a product like Beta Guard that has been able to save so many people's lives. Beta Guard is a lifesaver. I've seen cancer patients who have been on chemo for years. Sorry, not for years, for months, you know? And the moment they get into Beta Guard, they get rid of that all excess toxins and chemo. And guess what? They begin getting better and they get fine, you know? I personally had an experience with this. One of my aunties was diagnosed, but it was very, very fast stage. But you know what? Getting onto the products, making sure that she's onto the Neolife products and she's doing her detox. I saw her as she went through her chemo get better. Because if what kills people out there, especially the cancer patients that are on treatment, is the continuous accumulation of chemo in their bodies. And there is no product out there that removes that chemo from their system. You know, so imagine if BetaGuard can remove chemo from the system, and that is well proven. I'm not just making claims, it's well proven. If BetaGuard can remove those very serious environmental toxins from the system, now what about you who is not yet in that state of cancer? Do you know how many toxins you're exposed to every single day? Do you know how many things that we're eating in our food that are toxic? I mean, there was a report this week here in Uganda of how so many of the police cases accountability is coming out of, I mean, children right there in their homes. The homes are dying because of the toxins, the level of toxins that come with the cleaning products. They were talking about what else? The toxins, actually, the biggest amount of toxins were in the farms. What people are using in their gardens is so toxic. Can you imagine? All the food you're putting on your table right now as we speak um, has 42% toxins right here in Uganda. People are using all sorts of toxins in their gardens, and we are picking up this food from the market and bring it in our homes and even frying it to make it worse. We're even frying it and we're creating more toxins and we're consuming these toxins. And we are doing this over a period of years. Before we know it, we're actually being affected by all sorts of cancers. So Neolife has got a solution. Ladies and gentlemen, why wouldn't we not have 1,000 directors, 1,000 people right here in East Africa earning 2.5 million shillings plus because of these wonderful products as our base? Why wouldn't we? So this morning, really, it's been more about telling you the kind of potential that we've got. We haven't yet started, ladies and gentlemen. We have not yet started. And we need to up our game. We need to up our game. Where are we doing this business like as if we have a lot of life ahead of us? The little years that we have are usually, those are the years that we have enough for us to create that kind of impact. God has given you those years on earth to create that impact. David Ebong was with us for 3 years. Eric Ebok was with us for a couple of other years, and they made their impact. So what impact are you making? And do you know that you've got the potential to make the kind of impact that you want to make? And all this time I was just talking about the healthcare products. I have not yet talked about the skincare products. You can imagine. Here in Kampala, we have a place called Galilea. When you go down there, you find all sorts of skincare products on the shelf. And most of these products, if you went through, there's a talk I did. It was given to me by someone who was doing cosmetics, and they were telling them the kind of toxins that they find in skincare products. I mean, we have big time toxins in skincare products out there, and that's a whole other market. People are literally having their kidneys messed up because of the kind of skincare products you're using. Someone uses the same skincare product for over 10 years, but that skincare product has mercury. It has all sorts of toxins in it. And the person eventually ends up getting issues with kidneys at the age of 30. And you're thinking to yourself, why would a 30-year-old have kidney issues? But it's because of the toxic, inorganic skincare products they've been using. That is also our market. The skincare market is it's among the top 5 markets in Africa. So many people have to take care of their skins. A lot of people have to look good, And guess what? They're looking good, but they're killing themselves to death. They're killing themselves as they look good. They're killing themselves as they apply some of these things. And Neolife has come up, and we have a solution. And this year, Neolife actually reduced, but I also noticed it just reduced the PV. It reduced the price of the products. They want us to get more of that product out there in the market. This is now a lot more affordable for many of us right there. So let's maximize the opportunity we have got. So why wouldn't we sincerely have 1,000 directors, 1,000 people earning 3-5 million shillings every single month because of the kind of products that we have got? Why wouldn't we? What is stopping us? So the market is out there, and I've shared with you, just become more observant now. As you walk through your towns, as you walk through your cities, as you walk through your areas. Sorry, someone is unmuted. I have to now first stop share. Just a moment. I have to mute the person first. It was Priska. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'll just try and see. Okay, Rizuki. Let me continue with our sharing here. I hope everybody's following. I really wanted to just show you the potential of our business this morning, and I hope it's making sense. Okay. So the age-defying skincare products, and the need for them all across the world. I mean, each and every home has some form of skincare product. Each and every home has some form of skincare products. Each and every person, and more so the ladies. The ladies that are on the call this morning. Have you tried out the nutrients? Do you know that when you use the nutrients? I was in Dar es Salaam the other day. As in where was it? I was with Teddy. I don't remember. I think it was where were we, Teddy? Was it Tanga or it was Morogoro? And I was looking at all the ladies' skins and asked Teddy, okay, what's the secret here? And then, no, we are using the products. And you know what? Because each and every one of those ladies has a very fine, nice looking skin. Guess what? Their market for skincare products is up there. If each and every one of us on the call, both ladies and men, were using our skincare products and we're all looking young, I mean, you get to a function like we're going to have tomorrow at the Imperial here in Kampala, and people tell you that that lady is 65. You're like, no way, no way. She looks like she's 45. Why? Because she's using the skincare products. So I want you to also know that there's so much business out there in the skincare products. There's so much market. Why wouldn't we not have 1,000 directors if each and every one of us was maximizing the potential that the skincare products that the products have? You know, then you go to the personal care. I mean, the shampoos, the shower gels. You know, our aloe vera gel. Everybody's looking for something that they can use on their skin when they get a bite, a wound that is not going to leave you with a scar. That is your aloe vera gel for you. You know, people are looking for very nice affordable bath shower girls and all these things. These are all things that have got potential, you know. Then we come to our cleaning care products. Now, everybody does cleaning. Every single person this morning has done some form of washing. Every single household should have G1 laundry. You know, people should be talking about Omo like the way they talk about G1 laundry. People should be saying G1 laundry instead of saying Omo. You know, the G1 laundry should be G1 should be the household name of each. And you know, you people have used the product. You would never want to use any other laundry powder after you've used G1 laundry. For those of us that have used it, you would never want to use any other laundry powder because when you use the G1 laundry, it makes life a lot easier. Your clothes last a lot longer. The energy you put in to wash, oh Jesus, you just have to soak the clothes, leave them for what, 30, 1 hour, overnight, whatever you decide. You'll come back, you'll find the dirt in the water. And at that, if you've stocked white clothes, you can still put in other clothes in the same water. What kind of product does that kind of saving? Then as you wash the clothes, your hands are not going to get affected. They're not going to get burnt, like some people say. They're not going to get disturbed. Now, who wouldn't want a product of that nature? And yes, it's economical. I know when you purchase it, you're probably people are telling you know what, it's expensive because you're buying it at this. But you know what? That packet of 2 kilograms does 170 washes plus, 67 washes plus. Those 170 washes are equal to about 10 packets of the other competitive soap. So why are people going through the supermarket? Why are people on this Saturday morning in supermarkets shopping for those other soaps? Why are they not shopping for RG1 laundry? If they were shopping for RG1 laundry and we have talked to them and we have put it in their face over and over again and they've come to appreciate it, and because we are marketing what works, and when they pick it up, it actually works, they see what is working and they feel that it works and experiencing how it works, guess what? Why wouldn't we not have 1,000 directors in East Africa? Why? Why? So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the potential is massive. Look at the care, the disinfectant we have got. Many homes, many societies, many schools, many workplaces suffer with infections. You know, can you imagine what it would be if each and every institution, every home was using care to protect themselves from infections and things like that? You know, looking at the Septoten and LDC, everybody needs soap. So, and when you think about some of these things, you just go back and you're asking yourself, then of course, Super Grow. Super Grow. Every single individual out there knows a farmer. In fact, all of us on the call could probably be farmers. There's a garden you have. If it's not a flower garden, it is a greens garden. Yeah, those 20 mils of Super Grow, we need them in the system. We want people to use them so that they can actually be able to get more yields, so that they can actually be able to get something out of this. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just say, and I'm now coming to the close of all this. I hope I have I have not been, what is it called? What do you call it? I've forgotten the English word for it. You know, where someone it sounds like they're complaining over and over again. Eh? Yeah, but I just wanted it. I just wanted you to know that right here this morning, that's what I came to on the call to do. Yeah, we are really working below our potential. And okay, I don't know. Yes, we do have a calling. Everybody, and I'll complete with this, but everybody out there should have Neolife as their side business. It's hassle free. It's hassle free. You have less headaches. You have less issues with people when you are having Neolife as your side business. You know, I've seen people struggling at their workplaces, trying to be telephone farmers. Have you planted here? Did you water? Did you do this? How are the chicken? Are they doing this? Man, and please don't get me wrong, all those things are good, sustainable businesses. But you know what? In this industry where people are looking for side hustles, Neolife ranks #1 as the #1 side hustle. Yes, go be a lawyer, go be a teacher, go be an engineer, go be an accountant. But let's put Neolife out there. Let's position it as the #1 side hustle, as the #1 alternative. If someone is thinking of a business to do, they should think about Neolife first before they think of that other business. Let that other business come number 3 or 4 or 5. Let Neolife be #2 after their job. You know, that's the kind of thing that you are thinking about. And all these things are possible. There's totally no reason as to why we would not have 1,000 directors right here in East Africa if we are actually our eyes are open and we're looking at our potential out there. There's no reason at all, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we need to position our Neolife business as the #1 side hustle out there, as the #1 side business that someone can do. If someone is really doing their work very well, they are fully employed, they have a 9 to 5 job, but they're looking for something they can do on the side. Guess what? Let Neolife be one of those things that you are looking at as a side business that someone can actually be able to do. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I hope and pray that this morning's talk has been impactful, because when you're busy looking for opportunities out there, I think one of the biggest opportunities we have is Neolife. You have the potential to take advantage of all the markets I've shown you with products that work. There are people who are out there struggling to convince people with products that don't work. Here we have products that work. They are guaranteed, they have been proven, they are assured. You are assured that they're going to work. You know, let's maximize that. Let market should all be coming. Let's be the leaders, the #1 leaders in that market. Let's be the people that are fronting and running that business, that market, those markets as we look at them. You know, let Neolife be the #1. And we also have another beautiful thing, you know, as I close on this as well. We're the #1 personal development company in the world. I've come to believe that. I've been looking at so many individuals out there that actually are started to impact the world. I think the only person I've not had, and maybe Jesse, I don't know if Jesse is on the call, Jesse would try and disprove this to me, but the #1 person I have had that I've not seen the connection between us and Neolife is John C. Maxwell. But when I look through all the other people's stories, from Les Brown to Jim Rohn, a lot of people have gone through Jerry Brasfield's hands. You know, no wonder we are the #1 personal development company in the world. No wonder. Why? Because we have been able to grow people. When I look in Uganda, for the last 19 years, I've been a part of the business. When I look around Uganda, somehow, every time I see someone exceptionally performing well at their workplace, in their environment, in a certain space, you know, I look again and I'm like, but wait a minute. This guy was actually a distributor for this period of time. This guy was a distributor for this period of time. It's just that they chose to do that. That's what they chose, and that is okay. Life is a choice. But you know what? I feel like we have actually had an impact in so many people's lives as far as personal development, as far as this country, at least the one I understand, Uganda, is concerned. So for those that are on the call this morning, I want you to consider all those things. The #1 personal development company, the best side business you'll ever do when you have a job, you know, less stress, very convenient. I mean, the business is you, and all you have to do is to talk to people and create a market. Neolife has created for you a system already through which you can build your business. Okay, then you're talking about all the different categories of markets. When I say markets, I mean product markets that we have got. Massive, massive product markets out there, as in huge product market segments that we can be able to take advantage of. And then the benefits that come with that, the income, the travel, you know, the kind of lifestyle. Yes, you've been to Paris, but you've not been to the Eiffel Tower. You've not had dinner at the Eiffel Tower. I have done that, courtesy of Neolife, you know? So I think about it. Think about it. Not very many people have that kind of opportunity, and we have it right here. Why wouldn't we not have 1,000 directors in East Africa, ladies and gentlemen? Between now and next year, why wouldn't we, the people that are on the call right now, the 95 of us, 96 of us, why wouldn't you not be a director who has helped other 5 people become directors because of the market segments and all the things I've shared with you this morning? Why? And maybe that's a question now I leave with you as a distributor, because the potential is there. The population is right. You know, we have not even yet, people who are using our products are so few. We have not even hit 100,000 people probably around East Africa who are using our products diligently. We are not anywhere close to that. If we were, we would be at a different point in time. Our economy would have changed. Yeah, our economies all across East Africa would have changed. We have not yet started, you know? So ladies and gentlemen, we still have a lot of work to do and a lot of good work. For me, it excites me because I love the challenge that comes with it. I'm glad I was able to experience the challenge that was put across to us by the Nigerians. You know, the fact that they had developed 1,000 directors in their own country as Nigeria, and all of us combined, we would not even make the 865 directors that they developed. For me, that was a wow challenge. And I accepted the challenge, and I'm back to see that I pass on this challenge to everyone on the call. Because if you're crying for opportunities, we have the opportunities right here. Yes, you will leave the country, you'll go to other places, you'll look for opportunities there. But guess what? At the end of the day, when you're 60, you're 70, you still have to come back to your old Uganda, to your old Tanzania, to your old Kenya, to your old South Africa, to your old Zambia, and you will have to be in your Namibia. You will have to be there in your country at the end of the day. But what will you have done for it? So you have the potential to make the best out of what you have with Neolife, with the opportunity that Neolife has given us to maximize these products and the business. So with all those words, I don't know at this particular moment who I should call to close our meeting. I don't know, ma'am, are you in position?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Wow. It's been very intriguing. And I'm sure that everybody on this call has really had, something to think about. I started this business 1996. And so many things were promised, what you have been hearing, you'll get this, you'll get good health, the knowledge, personal development, the money, the travel. And I can tell you, friends, I have got everything. I have got everything in the last 28 years. I have tasted a bit of everything which they told me. But in this morning session, what I was thinking about is the question, why? The first thing I asked myself was, from what I was hearing, is, why aren't you a diamond yet? And if you're a world team member, ask yourself, why is it that you are not a PT? If you're a director, why aren't you a world team member? And those of you who have just joined, why aren't you a director? And then the other question you can ask yourself is, why aren't you sponsoring? We always talk about sponsoring as the business. Ask yourself, why am I not sponsoring monthly? We are talking about 3 people. The company tells us sponsor 3 people. Why is it that you are not sponsoring anybody? And then other people are telling you they are sponsoring 10, 20. The Nigerians are telling us, me, I have 30 director legs. And you are just struggling to become a what? A director. What is your problem? If you could come from this meeting asking yourself those questions, try to find answers to those questions, then that would be very, very important. And then the other question you should ask yourself, why can't I sell products worth 1,000 PVs? from what we have heard this morning, everybody needs TNN, everybody needs LDC, everybody needs G1. I mean, that would save people a lot of money. Going to hospitals, if you go to hospitals now, just this morning, walk into a hospital, you'll see people who are suffering from diseases which could have been prevented by using our products. Why aren't you talking to them? Today, as I talk, the month is ending and somebody does not have 100 PVs. Why? What is your problem? Are you doing what you are supposed to do? Really, even 100 points, that means you're not using the products. So if you're not using the products, how do you expect to sell products to people when you yourself, you are not using them? The 100 PVs should be used in your home and maybe your relatives. That is the basic. The company gives you a basic minimum of 100 PVs, and you cannot even have them on the 28th of September. And you are saying you are a distributor, distributing 0 PVs or 0 products. Now, so many graduates are coming out. And what is intriguing is that many of them are not having jobs. There are so many roadblocks to these young people getting jobs. Many of them are on the streets selling sugar cane, hawking things. Some are selling fruits, these packed fruits, but they have degrees on their back. And we are saying, become a director and earn 2.5 million shillings. And somebody tells you, I can't. What is the problem? What is it? And others are becoming directors in 4 months. Why aren't we doing what we are supposed to do? What is our problem? If you are on this call, go and ask yourself, why aren't I taking the next step? Ask yourself, why aren't I a director? Why aren't I sponsoring? We have been talking, making noise, invite for tomorrow. And some of you are going to tell me, I invited 5 people. If you invite 5, 1 will come in the mind, but not even appear. You go and invite 50. You are not paying any money on your saliva. Just go and talk. Whether they come or not, don't worry. Invite. Some may surprise you and come. But we don't have any excuses. And success and excuses don't sleep in the same bed. You either go with excuses or you get the success. So the lesson you should go with today, ask yourself, why aren't I moving? What is my challenge? Why aren't I moving from where I am to the next level? Am I talking to enough people? Am I moving the products? And by the way, some of us have the products, but we don't even sell them. We say, people are not buying. Well, let me tell you, there is no product which is not being moved. Everybody is using every product. In fact, Uganda, we are one of the most knowledgeable countries in the world on nutritional, products. We really know everything. We can talk, but why aren't the products moving? So the question you should ask yourself, are you ready to pay the price? And the price is sponsoring, using the products. These are the basics they keep telling us for the last 60 years, the success habits. Yeah. So are you ready to pay the price? And some of you have been in the business for 1 year, others 2 years, and you are burnt out. I can assure you in the last 28 years, whatever challenge you are going through, I have gone through it, even much more. People have said no to me. People have done everything. They have discouraged me. Some people even come and tell you, are you still in those things? And actually, sometimes that's why we post pictures on status to show people that, you know what, those things I told you about are still working. That is why I have 3 holidays a year. And how many people at the age of 60 are having a holiday each year, having a dinner at the Eiffel Tower after 60 retirement, even if you are getting a retirement package? How many people are having that? Every year you are assured of that. But it is not because of what I'm doing today. It is because of what we planted several years ago. We persisted, we remained in, we faced all the challenges, all the no's people were telling us, we accepted it and we said, okay, you stay there for us, we are moving on. Okay? So I think the lesson we should learn today is that let us go out there and look at our results. Go out, go to your back office and look at what do you have as your personal PVs. Look at how many people have you sponsored in a month. Set your goals. Let us get serious because we have the knowledge. There is no reason why we are not all directors. 100 people on this call, we are not directors. Nigeria is coming with thousands of directors. What is our problem? So let us go out and recharge. Yeah, let us recharge. And then maybe the last thing I would like to say is that all of us tend to look at our uplines, but from now, I want you to start afresh and take charge of your business. It is your business. And I would expect every director to have their own training. Come to Baden-Powell, come to these Zoom meetings to get the knowledge, but go out there and call a meeting of your team. That is when you will realize that you don't have a team. Call your own meeting, talk to your people, you will realize that you really need to work, okay? Because sometimes we tend to blame our uplines, they're not doing this for me. But let me tell you, this is your own business and you must take full charge. And today, let it be the beginning of the rest of your life. We should forget the past. Let us revise, get your notebook, write down your goals. Look at the legs you have. Which ones are active? Which ones are customer legs? Which ones are just customers, mere customers? Revisit your business. Think through it again. Set your goals. When are you becoming director? When are you becoming world team member? You know, I had this morning, Mom Esther saying that for her, she's looking at PT. And I said, wow, that's very interesting because some people are even thinking becoming a director is very, very difficult. So just go back and rethink. And the first thing you must tell yourself is that I can do it and I can make it. If you yourself have a positive mental attitude, I can assure you that your even things will start changing. Jesus always tells us that God is going to give you the things you attract, the things you talk about. I'm a director. I'm a fully qualified director. I have so many customers. Everybody I talk to, get started. Whatever self-talk you have for yourself, you are going to do what? You are going to get it. God will give you the things which you want. If you want to go somewhere, God will give you that capability to go there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to congratulate you for being here this morning. And I believe that we are going to work together. And come next year, this time, we will have so many directors on this group. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. No presentation tomorrow. We shall start our presentations next week as we start October. God bless.